Marhaba. This word actually includes two words in English, hello and welcome. So marhaba to Arabic for you. My name is Nazha, and in Arabic we say ismi Nazha. I color-coded the word so you see that the word ism means name and the e at the end means my. So basically we say name, my, and we attach my to the end of the word name. So ismi, and then also I underlined is, meaning that we don't really have is in Arabic. So we say name my Nazha. So in Arabic, with me, ismi, and then you say your name. Ismi Nazha. So what is your name? Great. Before taking any Arabic course, you have to understand something that is very important, and that is that Arabic is not only one type or one version. There are many types or many versions of Arabic. There is the written Arabic and the spoken Arabic. The written Arabic itself is divided to two categories. Classical Arabic, which is the Arabic that's used in the Quran, Hadith, and also in 7th to 9th century literature. Then there is what's called MSA, which is short for Modern Standard Arabic. This is the version of Arabic that all Arabs learn in school. And keep that piece of information in mind because I will ask you a question in a little bit. So Modern Standard Arabic is used in schools, in books, newscasts, and also in formal situations. Then we have the spoken Arabic. The spoken Arabic is divided to four major groups of dialects plus other small dialects. The spoken or the four major groups are Levantine dialect, which is spoken in Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine, and part of Israel. Egyptian dialect, which is spoken, of course, in Egypt, and then the Gulf dialect spoken in the countries of the Gulf, including Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, etc. Then we have the Darija or Maghribi, and then the Darija of Maghribi is a dialect that is actually not understood by the other Arabic speakers. So now that you know that Arabic is not only one type, you may wonder, so how can Arabs really understand each other or communicate with each other? I have a question for you. What is the language that is common between all Arabs that all Arabs learn? Right. MSA, Modern Standard Arabic. So you may say, well, they can just speak Modern Standard Arabic. But there is an issue. The issue is that Modern Standard Arabic has complex grammar and conjugation that Arabs don't master and they forget after they leave school. So what are we going to do? What is the solution? So the solution is, since the grammar and conjugation of MSA are complex, what we do is we take Modern Standard Arabic and we convert it, and we call that white dialect. So how do we convert Modern Standard Arabic? So converted Modern Standard Arabic or adapted Modern Standard Arabic is basically just taking the vocabulary from Modern Standard Arabic, and instead of using the complex grammar and conjugation of MSA, we use the grammar and conjugation from dialects. We also use some common words between dialects, which help Arabs understand each other. Now, when it comes to Modern Standard Arabic and how it's the grammar and conjugation is complex, I'm going to give you an example. If you wanted to say they speak, in Modern Standard Arabic there are 1, 2, 3, 4 words just to say they speak, and that depends on the gender and the number. However, in the white dialect or the Arabic spoken between Arabs to communicate with each other, there is only one. And you notice here that we have هم يتكلمون, and that one is what we use in the white dialects. And basically, it's just a group of people. So we don't really, in white dialects, we don't use the gender and number with they. So only one word, just like in English. So how do I know all of this? I know all of that because I am not just an Arabic speaker, but I'm also a certified professional Arabic teacher with 20 plus years of experience teaching and translating for Arabs from all over the world, from all Arabic countries. I have thousands of satisfied students, including US government officials, healthcare providers, business individuals, and college students. And also, I have translated in US courts, hospitals, business meetings for Arabs, again, from all Arabic countries. So I know what works and what doesn't. And that is why I am going to give you some reasons why you should take my Arabic course. Beside the reason I cited, which is that I am a professional Arabic teacher, let's take a look at testimonials.
Hello, my name is Max. I am required to speak Arabic for my job. Prior to studying Arabic with Nezha, I had studied with other teachers, but I've never studied with a teacher who was better than Nezha. When I learned from Nezha, we studied the entirety of the Arabic language. Phonetics, spoken Arabic, the different dialects, modern standard Arabic, idioms, grammar, structure, and differences in Arabic cultures. Additionally, we studied tips and tricks to memorize words easily, and so on. I've never found another program like Arabic for You or teacher like Nezha that integrates the whole language into one system. Nezha is an expert in teaching, so she knows how to emphasize important topics that are often overlooked by language learners, such as the differences and similarities between spoken Arabic and modern standard Arabic. Nowadays, I'm able to speak Arabic with people from throughout the Arab world, and it's really gratifying. I highly recommend Nezha if you are serious about truly speaking Arabic well. مرحبا، اسمي ماكس. أنا بحتاج أستعمل عربي كتير في شغلي. درست مع أساتذة تانيين قبل نزهة، بس عمري ما درستش مع أستاذ أحسن من نزهة. لما بتعلم عربي مع نزهة، إحنا بندرس جميع جوانب اللغة، يعني الصوتيات، العاميات، اللهجات مختلفة، الفصحى، التعابير، وكمان القواعد والنحو. كمان بندرس كيف أتذكر الكلمات بكل سهولة. بحياتي ما لقيتش يا معلم مثل نزهة يا برنامج مثل Arabic for You اللي يدمج اللغة بجميع جوانبها في نظام واحد. نزهة خبيرة في التعليم، وعشان هيك هي بتقدر تركز على مواضيع مهمة اللي عادة طلاب اللغة العربية ما بياخدوا بالهم منها، مثلا الاختلافات والتشابهات بين العامية والفصحى. الآن أنا بقدر أحكي عربي مع ناس من كل البلدان العربية. أنا بوصيكم تدرسوا مع نزهة إذا بدكم تحكوا عربي بالمنيح.
This gentleman gave 5 out of 5, and he wrote, "A perfect course for beginners. This course is well structured and well delivered. First, Nezha, the teacher, went through how each letter is written and pronounced in modern standard Arabic. I like how she also explained how some dialects pronounced some letters differently from the MSA. So because I explained how other dialects or how dialects pronounce some letters differently, this will help you to understand different Arabs or different Arabic dialects. He also talked about that he said, then she taught some simple everyday phrases and sentence patterns, which is more useful for beginners than just going straight to grammar and vocabulary. So the students who knew nothing at all about Arabic, like me, can have a basic idea on how the language works, kinda. So in this course, I also give you the sentence patterns, and that will help you to make your own sentences instead of just giving you phrases that you will have to memorize, and you wouldn't be able to make your own sentences, and you wouldn't be able to learn Arabic on your own. He continues to say that the color coding on each slide is genius. It helps students to understand what each word means in each phrase without relying on a lengthy dictionary like table formats. So basically here I use color coding for what this gentleman said, which is to understand what each word means, but I also use color coding because the brain retains things that are in different colors and then having a whole paragraph written in one color. So thank you, Riza. Now the second reason is that on Udemy, this course on Udemy has always been the highest rated, most comprehensive Arabic course for a long time. Now that you know why you should get this course, I'm going to tell you what you are going to be able to do after finishing this course. So after finishing this course, you are going to start speaking the right Arabic. And I say the right Arabic, meaning that it's not the pure modern standard Arabic that if you speak to Arabs, they will look at you for a second and think about what you're saying, as if you are speaking, let's say, Shakespearean Arabic, but they will understand you. You will also be able to speak it confidently and easily because I explain the pronunciation, not just the alphabet, but also how each letter is pronounced, how the vowels are pronounced, how the special characters are pronounced, and don't forget that I also explain where to put the emphasis in words, and you know how important that is in order for other people to understand you quickly. Now the course also talks about 15 plus topics that you can speak with Arabs from around the world. Now there are 15 plus topics, but since I am a teacher and I'm always producing material, I will be adding more material to the course. In addition to that, you will be able to learn Arabic in the shortest period of time possible for you. Why I say that? I say that because once you know how to read, which we're gonna see in a little bit, how to read Arabic, you can learn more Arabic on your own. And I also teach you the sentence structure so you can take words from the dictionary, put them in, et voila, you have your own sentences. The next thing is that you are going to master reading Arabic correctly and easily, just like my private students. So what I mean by that is I'm not just gonna teach you the alphabet and that's it. I'm gonna teach you exactly how to read words in Arabic. So, for example, you are going to be able to read stories in Arabic. And one of those stories is, for example, Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. علاء الدين والمصباح السحري. And you will read the title on your own after finishing the course. This is just a piece of the story. And by the way, I am preparing another course that will have stories like this and also color-coded. As you see here, I have each word color-coded so you know what word means what. So for example here, كان يا مكان في قديم الزمان, and I wrote it in Arabic and also with the English alphabet just this time, because after you finish the course you will be able to read Arabic without needing the English alphabet. So, and I color-coded every word. كان, it was. يا, oh, ما, what, etc. And I did that in a way that you would be able to use these words and use them in other sentences. And we continue with the story. صبي يسمى علاء الدين. صبي يسمى علاء الدين, a young boy named Aladdin. You will also be able to read the Quran. And here I'm giving you a link to the Quran, and that link will take you to something that looks like this, where you can have the surah, the ayah, and the page. So for example, here we have Surah Al-Fatiha, and if you highlight one sentence or one phrase, you will get the translation. And the translation would be in any language that you set up. Because as you see on the left side, the bottom, it says translation. And under it, there are languages, and you pick your own language. You can also, so you have the translation, you have someone reading the Quran, and you can also choose which reader you would like. So all of that is just by going to the link that I have given you, and I'm giving you on this page. The next thing you will be able to do is read the hadith. So reading the hadith, just like this, you see this page. Now it looks very difficult, but once you finish the course, you will be able to read this without my help. In addition to learning how to speak and understand Arabic speakers from around the world and being able to read Arabic correctly, you will also master writing Arabic correctly. I will teach you not just how to write the Arabic alphabet, but also how to connect the letters together to make words, how to put on them the symbol vowels, as we see in the following segments. Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to learn how to write and combine the letters fa and qaf to make words. جاهزين؟ يلا. So the first letter here is the letter fa, and the fa resembles the letter ba with a circle on top. So let's make our circle first, and then we go down just like when we wrote the ba, and then we close it. The ba has a dot below, and the fa has a dot on top. Now, since it has similar shape to the ba, then it will have also similar shape when it's written at the beginning of a word or after a non-connector. So we will make our circle, and then we will go down, and we're gonna stop here. We will not close the door, remember? And then we put the dot here. Now when it's in the middle, after a connector, we will need the connection, and then the circle, and then we go down again, And remember not to close the door because the fa is not at the end. And don't forget the dot above. At the end, since it's after a connector here, then we will need the connection. Then we have the circle. And this time, what would happen? We close the door because the fa is at the end of the word. Some people may write the fa like this or also like that. So they just keep going and put the dot on. Same thing for the one at the end. So circle and keep going. Great. Now we have an example here, so let's do it together. If you have a pen and paper, try it with me. So the first letter here is ta. Ta. So we write the ta. And remember, we are not writing the vowels. So the ta first with two dots on top that we can join also. And then we have the fa in the middle. So this is the connection to the ta. And then we write our circle here. And then we go down. And since it's not at the end, then we are not going to close the door. So the fa, after the fa, we have ra. And we have here double R. We will cover that in this lesson later. So let's write our ra. And the ra is a non-connector, meaning that we're going to leave space here. The next letter here is ghain. So the ghain starts like this. Half circle, but we are not going to go below the line since this one here is also a connector like the fa. So we're going to go on the line and don't forget the dot. After the ghain, we have the ta. So the letter ta here. And since it's at the end, we close in the door. And don't forget the two dots. So the word here is tafarragtu. Tafarragtu. And tafarragtu means I devoted. I chose this word first because it has a fa and a ghain, and second because I want you to be able to say one day, I devoted time to learn Arabic. Now let's look at the next letter, which is a qaf, which is similar to the fa, yet a little bit different. So it has the circle, but instead of going on the line, it goes below the line. And then it has two dots here that you can also join. Now, even though it goes below the line, when it's at the beginning of a word or after a non-connector, what will happen? Right, it will go on the line. So it will look exactly like the fa, but instead of having one dot, it has two dots that you can also join. Now, in the middle, you have the connection. Then you have the circle, and also it's going to go on the line. So, and then don't forget the two dots. And we are not closing the door. Now, at the end, it's going to be a different story. We need the connection. Then we have the circle. But instead of going on the line, what will happen? We'll go below the line. That's right. And don't forget the two dots. Now, the word here I chose is cinnamon. And cinnamon in Arabic is qirfa. Qirfa. So the first letter here is a qaf. And it's a qaf at the beginning of a word, so it will look like this. And we go circle, two dots, and the qaf is a connector, so we'll connect it to the next consonant, which is an R, which is ra in Arabic. But the ra is a non-connector, meaning we're going to leave space here. And then we're going to write the fa. So the fa after a non-connector. So it looks like this one. And then we have a dot here. And since the fa is a connector, then we will connect it to the next letter. The next letter here is written as h, but this is actually ta marbuta. So the ta marbuta after a connector looks like a giraffe. Remember? So it's going to look like that. And don't forget the 2 dots. So that's how you write qirfa without vowels so far. Qirfa. And that means cinnamon. Now the last word here that you see is the word qif. So it's a stop sign. And in the Arab countries, you will see it either with just the word qif in Arabic or both. So qif is written like this. So we have the qaf at the beginning of a word with 2 dots, right? And then the fa, and since the fa is at the end, then we're going to close the door. Qif, and that means stop. I will also be teaching you how certain Arabic letters are pronounced differently depending on the dialect and the region. And this will help you to understand different Arabic accents. And here is an example in the next slide. In this video, we are going to talk about some differences in pronunciation between Modern Standard Arabic and the Arabic dialects. In Arabic, there are 6 letters that may be pronounced differently in dialects compared to Modern Standard Arabic. And in this lesson, we are going to cover one of them. جاهزين? Ready? Yalla, let's go. So the letter that we see here is the letter qaf, qaf, and it makes the sound q, q, which is similar to a Q, but pronounced in the back of the throat. It's not 100%, but very similar. Now this letter here is pronounced qaf, q sound in Modern Standard Arabic or Formal Arabic. However, in dialect, it could be pronounced the same way as in Formal Arabic, which is q sound, but it could also be pronounced as a hard G, which is like g as in guys, and that's like, for example, in the Gulf countries. It could also be pronounced as a vowel, a, o, e, or for students who already know Modern Standard Arabic, as a hamza. In a small part of Palestine, it could also be pronounced as a k sound, as in the word car, not as in cat. So, e versus a, car. So it's a ka, not a ke. To understand all of that, I picked an example here, the verb he said or to say. The reason I wrote he said and to say is because in Arabic, he in the past and the infinitive are the same. So the word he said or to say in Arabic, in Modern Standard Arabic, is qala, qala. Now, in dialect, it could be pronounced, if we keep the same sound for the qaf, as qal. And notice that the vowel here disappeared. And this is how we convert Modern Standard Arabic into a spoken Modern Standard Arabic. So qala becomes qal. Now, in the regions where the qaf is pronounced as a g sound, then that word would be gal, gal. If we are in a region where it's pronounced as an a, for example, in Lebanon or in the cities in Egypt, then it will be pronounced al, al. If we are in that small part of Palestine, then it would be pronounced kal. And remember, not kal, but kal. All that being said, I wanted to let you know that there are certain words that we always keep the qaf in them. For example, the word Al-Quran, meaning the Quran, is always in general pronounced as Al-Quran. The capital of Egypt, Al-Qahira, Cairo, is always pronounced Al-Qahira. So I hope you understood all of that, but before you go, I would like to challenge you. So we have here the word heart, and in Arabic, in Modern Standard Arabic, it's pronounced qalb, qalb. Now, I would like you to stop the video and try to pronounce that word with g or an e sound or a k. Then go back to the video. So let's assume you already did that, and let's pronounce this word in different dialects. So it could be pronounced qalb, or galb, or alb, or kalb. So let's do it one more time. If it's a qa, we keep in it the same as in Modern Standard Arabic. It's qalb. And repeat after me, qalb. Right. If we are changing the qaf to a g sound, then it will be pronounced galb. Galb. Right. If we are pronouncing it as a vowel, then it will be pronounced alb. It's like we drop in the Q here. Alb. Alb. And if we want to pronounce it like we said in that small region in Palestine, then it will be kalb. So it's ka, kalb. And be careful not to pronounce it ke, kelb, because that means dog. So qalb, kalb, and kelb, kelb. And we will do more practice in next videos where we're going to talk about dialects, and then you will learn how to convert Modern Standard Arabic into a spoken formal Arabic. In this course, we will also be learning grammar and conjugation. But don't worry, because I will break down the rules into small pieces so you can understand them. And I will color code them so your brain can retain them. Learning the culture is very important when you're learning a language. So for example, for the Arabic culture, family is very, very important. So family loyalty and obligations take precedence over loyalty and obligations to friends and even over one's personal needs. So family is very important. Also, hospitality, friendliness, and generosity to strangers are part of the Arabic culture. In this course, we are going to also learn all the techniques that will allow you to get rid of your bad Arabic accent if you already speak Arabic, so Arabic speakers can understand you easily. And since you will know how to pronounce how to read and how to pronounce Arabic, you will be able to continue to learn more Arabic and perfect it on your own. For example, you can take a word from the dictionary and you will be able to read it and pronounce it correctly and use it in the sentences or the structure of sentences that I will teach you in this course. So basically, after a while, you will be able to continue making your own sentences because you will learn the structure, you will learn how to pronounce words, and you will add those words into the sentences that I already gave you. Since I'm an Arabic teacher, I'm a professional Arabic teacher, I am always teaching Arabic. So as a bonus, I will always be adding more material to the course. And of course, I will be answering all your questions. So now you know about this course. So please go ahead and sign up, and I will see you soon.